This is the funnest night ever!
Yeah, quit yanking our anuses!
Two people get together, do something social, have a few drinks, yada yada yada.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
Welcome to Two Brothers. It's been a while since we've recorded. We've taken a little break,
We took a little break.
but now we're back and we're ready to talk about the games of last year. It was very topical. And we're going to do things a little bit differently. It's going to be like I guess you could say like a two-parter. This episode we'll be talking about our favorite games of the year, and on the next episode our favorite movies / comic books.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna be doing.
All right.
Let's talk about the video games that came out. What are you doing?
Nothing.
You look like you're like gonna cry. What's going
Oh my god. I'm thinking, why the fuck you think I'm about to cry?
on? Let's talk about it. Before we hold on.
Oh my god. What a good way to start.
Do you want to do like talk about like games that were disappointing first?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, you talk about it first. I forgot to take off my fucking necklace.
You fucking dick. Well, I think you can agree with this one too. We were so... You were the one who believed the hype on this fucking game. I knew it was going to be shit when it came out.
The Avengers?
No. That was last year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, another one. Back for Blood. Damn. Yeah, damn.
Why sound off, motherfucker? You talk
How
about
am I
it.
going to sound off if I only played maybe 2 to 3 matches?
So how's that your disappointing game if you only played 3 matches?
Because you can never find a match. There's people that seems to never be playing it. You constantly have to wait for the person to load up their character so you can get your cache weapons and shit ready. And they don't seem to help. And the last update, it was not that long ago, they updated the single player. Now you can unlock achievements. Well, you tried it, and you didn't have fun. You're the one who tried it at least maybe an hour or 2. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I was wanting to see what you had to say about it, but I 100% agree. It sucks because everything was like they had everything like aligned, you know, like all they had to do, like they had the fucking ball teed up, all they had to do was just hit it. For some reason, it just what Turtle Rock Studios is kind of like a repeat of what they did with Evolve. Except they didn't do any microtransactions. It's just that I don't know what when I played it, it just didn't feel right. I don't know how to explain it.
You know,
like
I
the
felt
gunplay just
felt the same way.
Like there were some times where it felt nice and like you know, good to kill zombies and everything, but I don't know. I think I still have Left 4 Dead on the back of my mind when I was playing this game. It just doesn't live up to it.
It would have left up if they didn't have those stupid fucking card system. What else they had that I didn't like? Like, I didn't like how this is just a simple fucking gripe, but it had a stamina reader where Left 4 Dead didn't have that.
So it's like what the little stuff.
Little stuff that would like if you were gonna make a Left 4 Dead game, they should just kept the simplest things that people loved about Left 4 Dead and just tweak it a little bit. These suckers turned it to 11 and added a lot of fucking shit that was not supposed to. Well, people didn't want. I think also, even if you play in the simplest difficulty or the hardest difficulty, the AI director always throws shit at you non-fucking stop. I feel that way. And where in Left 4 Dead, everything seems to be placed in the right amount of enemies and all that shit. But I don't know. It really pisses me off because deep down, I really wanted to give it a chance, and I did. And I really didn't have fun with it. Which sucks because Alien still seems to hold up that fucking mantle where they did it right. It's fucking simple but fun at the same time. You can upgrade each character the way you want to, and all that shit, you know. And I think season 2 is about to come out for Aliens, and hopefully there's still a fan base out there that's playing it, so I can hop on. What about you? What do you think?
I mean, I think we're being a little too harsh.
Fuck that game.
It still has a chance to be good. You know, it just came out like 4 months ago, so you know, obviously I felt like maybe they should have waited on releasing it. You know, especially with how negative the feedback was for the beta, but you know, we'll see. It might turn out to still be a good game, maybe even this year. Who knows? So I'm still holding out hope that, you know, they'll fix some stuff and polish it and make it more accessible and you know, really listen to the fucking fans, because Left 4 Dead is a really huge like game on Steam, and you know, one of the more memorable games from you and I when we played together. So I don't know, I feel like Left 4 Dead has been doing a lot more with their mods and their user created levels and all this shit. All they have to do is just listen to the fans, and who knows, maybe it'll
that's
turn
another
out to
thing
be
where
the
they
game.
fucked up. They didn't make couch co-op. The first one and the second one I left there was couch co-op. So that means even if you didn't have like online pass like PS Plus or it's only on Xbox. Sorry, Left 4 Dead. You didn't have Xbox Live. You could have played with a friend or your brother or someone in couch co-op. They didn't have
couch
that.
co-op in general, just I don't know why they took it away. Halo had it. Left 4 Dead had it. I think Call of Duty is starting to kind of do away with it. So I don't see why they're just taking it out. It's a feature that shouldn't take that long to implement. And I'm pretty sure, especially, like, you're telling me that a PS5 can't fucking handle couch co-op? Just 2 players on the same screen? Like, I don't care if the fucking quality is reduced, as long as they get to fucking play on split screen. That, to me, it makes it more fun and more accessible. So hopefully they...
Well, like you
who
were
knows,
saying,
they might do it.
The Left 4 Dead series gave us a lot of fucking memories, man. Even this is how simple the first one was, right? When it had 4 to 5 maps, and that was it. Same characters, same guns, whatever. The thing was, it was replayable. It had fun. The way the AI director, whatever you want to call that, would change it every time. So every time you played it, it was different, and that made us fucking play that game for hours and hours, days on week, just fucking playing that game, man. And they couldn't, like you said, they couldn't even do that. Something that eventually the fans were talking about it.
Yeah.
You're the one who's about to look like you're about to fucking cry.
No, I agree. I think I feel like you're being more harsh than I am, but I mean, this is a game that's been highly anticipated, and they kind of dropped the ball on it, so I agree. What else? What other games before we get into...
You didn't even play it, but I got a chance to play Call of Duty Vanguard.
Oh,
Our cousin let us borrow it, so I just gave it a chance. And that one's, to me, it feels off. It doesn't feel like... I don't want to say it doesn't feel like a Call of Duty, but it has that sense of being off. If that makes sense. It's not... Fuck it. It doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game,
Well, it's been a long time since we've gotten a really good Call of Duty game. I mean, in general, we can sit here and talk about Call of Duty for hours, but I think Vanguard was the breaking point, A lot of fans are just fucking done. And Activision just doesn't seem to give a fuck about all the issues Warzone has.
I know. I was gonna say, at this point, I don't know. It's like I'm being honest. Like I think I'm tired. Not tired, but I'm burned out with Call of Duty now. Like I don't.
No, I am
I don't
too.
find no fun in it anymore.
I am too.
Which is, again, kind of sad because that was the first online game we got into, and those days were fun. You know, leveling up your guns, your perks, stuff like that. You know, prestiging. That doesn't have that same feel now. It's just all like everything's. I don't want to say fucked, but like this respawn system is all crazy and wanky.
Yeah.
The maps suck. They're not so memorable like they used to. Guns, fucking, and this one is weak as shit. And just, yeah, like you said, even Warzone, dude. Like, at this point, people can't even play it anymore because all the bugs. And it's just a simple update that we're doing to get a new map. How the hell are you gonna fuck that up?
Don't talk to me about their updates are always. It seems like they come out of nowhere and they're so fucking huge for no reason.
That too, yeah.
You know, so fuck that shit.
What about you? I don't think. What else? I can't think something. What else?
Well, something that we didn't play but we knew was gonna be fucking disappointing was Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And look, this just because we didn't play some of these games, or well, this one in particular, doesn't mean we can't fucking include it on our list for disappointing games. This shit was fucking disappointing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be harsh on this fucking shit. Battlefield 2042 was in development for what? How long? Maybe 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm giving them the fucking benefit of the doubt. And you're telling me that this is what you fucking came up with? A buggy ass mess? You know, and people can be like, well, you know, it doesn't happen to me. I'm having a good experience. And like, that doesn't mean that it isn't happening though. You know? Like, you had a good experience with Cyberpunk. That doesn't mean that game was fucking buggy as all hell.
No, there was moments where it was buggy to me, but not to the extent where other people had it, you know?
Yeah.
To me, yeah, I there's bugs here and there, but not like major ones that people were talking about. Not in the scale of Battlefield 2042 though.
Well, at least not with like PS4 Pro or like Xbox One X versions of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
The original versions of like for PS4, those just fucking sucked ass. But Battlefield 2042, like, DICE ended their fucking support for 5 really early, and they did it for apparently for this, and it turned out to be fucking dog shit. So that was pretty disappointing, and I saw that shit a mile away because this is fucking EA. You know, how long is it going to take for people to understand? Like,
EA doesn't give a shit.
They don't give a shit, and if they do, they give a shit way long after the game's been released.
Like, I can't believe you guys didn't learn your lesson when is it Star Wars Battlefront 2?
And the first one.
And the first one, dude. The first one was bare bones as shit, dude. 3 to 4 maps, some not a lot of fucking different modes to play.
Yeah.
And when they launched the second one, they fucking fucked that shit up too.
Like, look, those games are good now. I'm not gonna fucking say they suck.
Mm-hmm.
They're good now. But let's not fucking forget the state that they came out in. You know? Like, your friends have played Battlefront 2 and they love it. But I'm pretty sure that they've gotten it for A, a discounted price, so they didn't have to pay full price for it. And B, so many fucking updates have come out since then, they can't really tell that the game's buggy or messy because they weren't there when it launched.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure that people were there day one. They're not gonna fucking forget how like messy that game was. You know, like I'm gonna still hold Rainbow Six Siege to that same thing. It's like when that shit came out, it was bare bones too. You know, like how many times are we gonna let that happen?
I know,
So,
like people who support these games knowing the track record of these companies have, and you guys supporting them, you know. I was gonna say, like, all this talk when that Battlefield launch came out made me want to pick up 5, you know, because I really didn't give that a chance. When I picked it up, it was maybe 3 to 4 months after its release.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I got it, and I got it at a discount price. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll give this one a shot." And around that time, it was hard to find a fucking match. That was it. I didn't have any glitches or bugs. That tainted it for me. At that point, I was surprised. Like 4 months into its release, and you guys stopped playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of sad. And I picked it up again after all this fucking 2042 talk, and to be honest, I'm having more fun with Battlefield 5, even if I picked up let's say a Call of Duty game or whatever. I don't know, this what I'm having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a lot of people fucking left that fucking game, 2042, and went back to the old Battlefield games.
That doesn't surprise me.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Before we get into our favorite games of the year, another one that might be surprising, but now that I'm thinking about it, probably wasn't the most memorable game, and I bet you won't remember it until I tell you, but Biomutant.
Shit.
Which I think we reviewed on the podcast, and I said it was pretty good, and it is. But looking back at it, I think it was not on my list for like my favorite games of the year, which kind of sucks because I was expecting a lot more from that game too. So Biomutant is also one. So let's get into it in no particular order. Our favorite games of the year. I didn't make a list, and you didn't either. So we're just gonna talk about our favorite ones before we get into like our game of the year. But let's get into it. So you want to start or what?
Yeah, sure.
All right, go ahead.
Mine is gonna be pretty short, even though if you agree, like last year's release of games were like so far in between, and like there were some here and there, but it was kind of lackluster in a way.
Yeah.
I was gonna point it out, like I didn't have a chance yet to play Dead Store on the Xbox. I keep hearing a lot of good things about that game. Lost Judgment, also the sequel to Judgment. I haven't played that. Hitman, Far Cry, all those I haven't played yet because.
You know what's crazy, man, is like a lot of the game of year awards or like nominees for like the game of the year have been indies lately, like Hades last year. Death's Door is another one from this year. Like, it's fucking crazy how these little indie games are the ones that are taking over. I'm just surprised by that. Let's go ahead.
No, just to me, I would half the time. Let's just get into it. I haven't got a chance to play those games, so it's gonna be mine's pretty short. But let's say number 3 for me was.
So there's only 3 games you were saying. All right.
Number 3, and I'm currently playing it right now. But right now, even though it's I don't want to call it a re-release, but it's a fucking HD collection.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever you want to call that is Mass Effect. Is it called Legacy Edition or something? Or
Legendary
collection?
or something like
that. It came out this year for the next gen consoles and current, and fuck, dude, that game, that really, to be honest, that filled a void for me when all the other games weren't doing it for me. If that makes sense.
Well, what void was it? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I was looking for a game that a game that would hook his like fucking claws,
like sinks its
teeth
claws
in
in
it.
you, and all that,
And that did it. Even though we played it before years ago, and playing it again is just refreshing. There's no those type of games anymore. If that makes sense,
No, yeah, I agree.
Role playing / action or whatever.
Like Mass Effect, or it's been a while since there's been a big game like Witcher or
those type
Skyrim.
of games.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, like when I played the first one, it took a little bit to get into, but fuck, they really updated the graphics in that game. The first one, yeah. Because I was telling you, I was looking for a walkthrough because I didn't know what to do, and one of the what do you call it, NPCs? I thought I clicked on a video on YouTube and I thought the fucker was still loading up.
No, like
if that makes sense.
The textures.
The textures. And no, that's how it looked like. Compared to the one I was like, holy.
2007,
yeah, 2007 or 6,
Damn,
yeah.
It's really early, man.
So, yeah, they really updated the graphics in that game. To me, I think that was maybe 8 to 10 hours, the first one, so it's pretty short. It doesn't have a lot of side missions. And you can, then I jumped into the Mass Effect 2 right away. And that one was right off the gate, you know, with the missions and the story.
I still remember that. That's how memorable it was, in my opinion.
And that, I did mostly, let's say maybe 60% of the side missions. And did the main mission. And if you guys play the second one, you know, for us, instead of the first time we played Mass Effect, half our fucking team at the end died.
Yeah.
And it happened to you too. So I didn't know this because we were little fucking dorks, little kids.
Especially me, because like all I cared about was like, you know, doing the relationships with all the fucking characters and everything.
I bet you we didn't do any side missions. We did the main missions and that was it, right?
I think I stumbled on a few, but I never like.
Yeah, me too.
I never
me too.
like seeked out any side missions.
The same here. But to have your whole team survive, you had to do their personal
like missions
and stuff to gain their trust and so on and so forth. So I was kind of happy that I had my whole team survive, you know. And I think they, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they all three, they updated the graphics because...
Well, yeah, I think they just remastered it and made it like just updated graphics a bit.
Because now I'm playing the third one and, oh my god, it looks amazing too, man.
Do they all run in 60 frames?
Yeah.
That's good.
When I was playing the Mass Effect 3, you know, the intro, like when the Reapers attack and all that shit. Dude, I forgot the fucking soundtrack to Mass Effect 3.
It's dude, all of them are fucking good, right?
The third one's the one that sticks out, right?
Yeah.
When that, I think you know the one I'm talking about.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, they played it like in Key and Peele,
right?
Skits. I remember that though. Yeah.
And right, it was like, oh my god, like
you're ready for like a fucking epic adventure.
Yes,
that's dude. And this was BioWare at its like
peak. Yes,
you know.
And to be honest, that's also where they fucking shot themselves in the foot with the fucking ending.
Yeah. For those who haven't played it, we're not gonna ruin it for you, but the ending is it kind of tainted everybody's kind of. Well, it's because without spoiling too much, you play these games, you know. So like, if we rewind the clock a bit, when it came out, Mass Effect 3, you had to wait 2-3 years since the second one, and then something from the second one, you had to wait for like 2 or 3 years. All this time spent investing in these characters. And then it just kind of for nothing. Yeah. You know?
Let's leave it as that. Yeah.
That's
what I love about that trilogy of Mass Effect. You can import your characters. Mm-hmm. So that means all the progress and all the level ups, whatever, you know, transfers to the other game. Which, again, a lot of games don't have that. But yeah, that makes sense because there's not a lot of trilogies or whatever, you know?
Yeah,
but oh my god, dude!
It's fucking. I want to play that, and I'm going to this year sometime this year.
And I put in with the side missions and all that, and Mass Effect 2. I think it said at least 25 hours, so double.
That's still pretty sizable.
So double the from the first one. So I don't know how long this one's gonna take me, but far
I would say it's probably the same.
It's the same, yeah. But man, so far I'm being hooked on that game, man.
All right. Well, then what's
the second one is the one I was about to say. Like, I haven't played all these games, you know, the Far Cry, whatever. I already list them. Yeah. It's because of this game. I keep going back to it. You keep going back to it, and I was surprised of what we got. Is Resident Evil Village.
Yeah. I was hoping you were gonna bring that up.
Since they released till now, we would go back and unlock new things and whatever, you know.
That's gonna be on my list too. So
I have to get to Resident Evil because it has to tell you something about a game that keeps bringing you back.
That's how every
You know?
Resident Evil game is.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a huge fan of Resident Evil games, you kind of know the routine when a new one comes out. You play it, you take your time, you get maybe like a playtime of like 10 hours, 8 hours, and then the real fun begins after you pass it, and you're like, all right, let's see how quickly I can pass it.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can do with these challenges.
What's the things I missed before?
Let's upgrade the weapons.
Stuff like that.
And this one had mercenaries, which once I finished the single player...
You want to say that for your part, or you want to talk about your...
I might as well, right?
Sure.
Once I finished it, I jumped into mercenaries mode, and it felt like, damn, man, it's back.
Uh-huh.
You know, like this is a new form of mercenaries, but like it feels familiar at the same time. But boy, was it fun! But it was also really fucking challenging. You can attest to that because you were there.
Yeah.
When I was playing it, like fucking nearly every day. So fucking frustrating. And
Was it? Why were you trying to? Was it to get the fucking lightsaber?
the lightsaber, but also the achievement.
The achievement,
you know,
right?
because
Yeah.
I wanted to 100% the game, which I don't think we have yet. But getting the lightsaber, I'm not gonna say it's disappointing because it's still a really cool weapon, but all that fucking grind, I don't think it was
Worth it?
Not really worth getting that fucking lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, the graphics, fucking top notch. I think this is the best Resident Evil has looked.
When did it come out?
May.
May. Okay. And I think early last year is when they had the 25th anniversary thing, right? And we were there, and we were surprised that they announced that it was going to be even for current gen. So we were so fucking hyped and like, thank God.
Yeah.
We're going to have a chance to play this, because at that time, you know, supposedly it's fucking, hard to get a PS5 or Xbox.
It still is.
It still is. So, we were happy that it was still coming out for current gen. So, dude, when it came out, that was the first thing I did when I woke up, was to go straight to GameStop, because we pre-ordered it. We got the deluxe edition, right?
Yeah,
and
that's right.
that's all we did that day, man. Was fucking play Resident Evil.
It's always good to have a Resident Evil game on this list for Game of the Year.
And what's the word I'm looking? I don't know the word, but people know it. Like it's like an event. Even if you grew up with your brothers or cousins, whoever, if they introduce you to that series, it's like, it's like an event. Like you bring in a younger brother, older brother, or cousin to come over.
It's still one of the very few games
Right?
that I will watch you play, or you watch me play. Because as a kid, I would watch our brothers play 2 or the remake or 4. Just, it's one of those rare games where you can just sit down and watch someone play it and not actually, and still feel engaged with the game. And Village still delivers that. So.
I was kind of sad. I thought they were going to announce something in the Video Game Awards, like DLC, because they were supposed to announce something, right? But nothing. So,
well, I also thought about that with Resident Evil 2. I thought they were going to release, because they were talking about there was going to be DLC for like Marvin, and you were going to be able to play him, but that didn't turn out, to be a thing. We're still waiting on the fucking RE-verse multiplayer mode, which I'm pretty sure no one remembers at this point.
Yeah, like, I'm surprised, because I forgot that fucking thing exists. But I'm sorry, I feel like at this point, when it's going to release, I feel like no one's going to give a shit anymore.
No.
All these delays and fucking, like, all these problems it has, I don't think it's going to die.
In my opinion,
real quick,
I don't think Resident Evil was really meant for multiplayer.
So I don't know why the fuck.
I don't know why they keep trying to push it. It's one of those very few games, man, where you can just
look what happened
play by
with
yourself,
what's it called? Reversos? The other Resistance?
Yeah.
Look at that. Now
and like, don't get me wrong, they in concept it sounds really cool, but
it doesn't. Yeah.
The only time I'll ever accept one of like a multiplayer game is if they do like Outbreak again. But for now, I'm enjoying the games that are coming out.
Yeah, if you guys want to do a multiplayer game, that's a good way. You just, Outbreak, do it again. remaster it or do like what you did with a remake.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you that's where it is. You know, I can see that. So, yeah, Resident Evil took the majority of my fucking time.
I'll agree too. I think I put more hours into that than a lot of the games that we played. But it's not my number one, so that's should say something.
No, it's like it's kind of sad that all these games I haven't played yet is because of it was Resident Evil.
Well, it's not really like a sad thing.
No, it's just
but it also is a testament again to like what you're saying. A lot of games did not come out this year.
Yeah.
So, but what's your number one?
You already know this.
But
You already know this.
The people don't know this.
Well, okay, within the first hour playing this game, I told you, like, I had to tell you through text. I don't remember how I told you, but I told you this is my game of the year. Guardians of the Galaxy. The end.
That's it?
Yeah. No, just kidding. It's like, oh my god, dude. When I booted up that game, the fucking graphics blew me away. The characters blew me away. Everything was amazing. You know? You haven't played it, but to me, I played it a little bit. And like I was saying, kind of plays like Final Fantasy 15. In a way. In a way.
About that, yeah.
You know, you can still control the other characters at the same time while you're controlling your main character.
Yeah.
So it kind of plays like that, and some moments it has. I don't want to say quick time events, but it's kind of like Telltale's games, like where you have to pick a dialogue.
Yeah, I've seen that in gameplay.
So it has that too in it. The soundtrack's amazing. You know, like when there's a major like event or you're in a boss battle, Star-Lord plays his Walkman and it plays a kick-ass song
you do
to
like
it.
a huddle, right?
And a huddle, oh my god, yeah, like I was telling you, the first couple times is cool, but you start to notice it's like the same fucking shit that he says. It's like we have to be a team and blah blah blah, but it's still cool to have that huddle because during like when you're being overwhelmed by the enemies and all that, it pops up and you get to press it and it's all, guys, huddle up, and then they huddle up.
I can't wait to play this game when it comes out.
So yeah, at the same time it's cool and at the same time it's not, because like I say, it's the same dialogue each time, but it's fucking cool. The costumes, dude, this is how they should have done it. Not like in Avengers, you gotta fucking grind.
Oh my god, don't get me started on that shit, man.
All you have to do is explore the levels, and there's like little boxes, you just open them, and their costumes for Drax or Gamora and so on.
And I've seen some of those costumes.
I unlocked Drax from the comics, the UFC fighter one. He has the shorts and the...
What? There's one of those?
Yeah, from the Drax comics. Remember when he used to be a UFC fighter?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, the shorts. It's the one you...
Is it from the one that's written by CM Punk?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That should tell you something. It's been a while since I fucking...
but dude, man,
read that.
Even I got it for the Xbox, but even if I don't know how it runs on like the Xbox Series X or PS5, but dude, it looks amazing. I want to give it that. It's just the combat's great. Everything is great about it. You know, like I want to try to think about like negative things about it. So far, to me, I don't want to say it's perfect, but I don't find anything
wrong with it. To be honest,
you know, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it kind of sucks that it's Avengers' fault that tainted this release. People were scared that it's probably the same shit as Avengers, you know, but it's not. It's completely different. You said it's made by someone else. It's not.
No, it's not. It's
not
Crystal Dynamics is the one who made Avengers.
Oh, okay.
And Guardians is made by Eidos. Or Eidos, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah.
The guys behind Deus Ex, you said. So
yeah.
So yeah, to me, it's just amazing of a game. Like I said, everything's cool. Like characters, story, graphics, soundtrack, combat. You know, everything. I don't know what else to say about it, but
I know, but I agree with you because
I'm trying to, convince other people to get on it. Like, it's not fucking Avengers, man. It's like you're gonna have fucking like good fun.
Yeah, I'll say this, dude. For anyone who has the misfortune of buying Avengers,
Including you.
Yeah, I'm speaking as a survivor.
You pre-ordered it.
Don't fucking buy that game. Even it's been a year since that game has come out, and they have not done anything significant to bring me or most of the fucking fan base to come back and play it. Even with Black Panther, even with Spider-Man, even with fucking Kate Bishop. There's no real... And look, here's the thing, too, is that when I played that game, I think the one character I wanted to, like, level up was... Well, I mean, Hulk you get to play early on in the single player, but I wanted to play as Iron Man a lot. You get Iron Man or access to him in the middle of the game. And by that point, you're almost done. Mm-hmm. But your Iron Man is, like, level 10. Versus your Hulk, which is like level 20 or level 25. So that means you have to stop playing the story, which, why would you want... The whole point is to play the story. Uh-huh. And then you have to hop online so you can level up Iron Man to get him to the fucking level you need to be, and then continue playing single player. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Captain America. You unlock him, I would say, like 2 hours before the game's over.
Jesus.
And he's probably one of the best characters in the fucking game. Again, if you want to play as Captain America from beginning to end, nope, that's not a fucking option. You can only play him for the 2 hours that you unlocked him. And then after, you can play him in raids and little missions and side missions and all that. Well, at that point, what the fuck is the incentive anymore? You know? Uh-huh. That's what really turned me off to that game. The story was fucking weak. The characters and the skins and all that is fucking weak. I think I heard somewhere that it costs nearly like 3,000 or 4,000 real dollars to unlock every fucking skin.
Jesus. I was going to bring that up. Ain't it like you have to grind to fucking...
No, you have to fucking grind. And at one point, these morons made it so that you have to grind harder to get your fucking skins. Why? Because you got to play your fucking game. And that's what really, like, ticked me off.
Even with this price point now, like, I see it everywhere, like, $15, right? Even with that, the store doesn't even hold up. Like,
at this point,
I played, maybe, shit, I don't even know how long I played it for. I played a decent amount, but to me, I didn't feel the story, man. Like, I don't know why.
No, me neither. What you're paying for now for the Avengers is just the buy-in. Mm-hmm. So you can get all the base characters, but it entices you to, hey, buy Black Panther, that's another $20, $30, buy this character, and then the money starts to fucking stack up. That's why they're selling it for $5, $15, because it's like buying into fucking going to Disneyland, and then you want to pay to go to the rides and everything. That's extra and that kind of shit, or the food or whatever the fuck. I don't know how to go to Disneyland, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
A stark difference with fucking Guardians is like, you get these skins while you're playing. You don't have to fucking pay for it, and there's good music to accompany the fucking combat. Yeah, you probably don't get to play as all these characters, but it still feels more refined than fucking Avengers. You know? Uh-huh. It's... How... For anyone who's like, oh, should I get Avengers or Guardians? Like, what are you fucking... Like, I don't want to sing too hard, but are you a fucking moron? Like, there's only one good answer to that question. And it's Guardians, because everyone's been fucking talking about how great this game is.
Like, I try to convince one of my friends to get it. And I said, dude, all you have to do is pay a tiny little bit more, and you're gonna have much more fun with this game instead of getting fucking Avengers. And he went with the Avengers, like,
which is disappointing. Like, well, look, to each his own. I don't want to rip on our your friends or anything.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither, man. Yeah. But I'll give you this.
Calm down.
I'll give you this. If you pay attention to the game of Guardians, there's tiny little details here and there. So if you're gonna play, pay attention to your surroundings. It's pretty cool. So,
all right. Damn, you ate up a lot of that time, you prick.
okay, so part
No,
two.
this is-
This
we're
is
doing
man,
this
there's
right
two
now.
brothers.
So, God, I hate when you do that. When you like preemptively try to end it, it's like what's a sour taste in my mouth.
Oh, fuck off, Albert. Go on with your fucking list.
All right. Well, I had 5, but Resident Evil was number 5. So
That's it?
what?
That's it? Okay.
No, we're not gonna talk about. We already talked about.
Okay,
it,
so Resident Evil was number 5. What's
number 4 is Halo Infinite,
What?
which I passed yesterday.
Okay.
Dude, it's a fucking Halo game. I mean, if you're a huge fan of Halo, you know what you're getting into when you buy these games. This one is kind of like semi-open world, so you can do a little like side missions here and there, but after a while you just, because it's mostly just like capturing bases and getting fucking like upgrade points for the side missions that you're doing and everything. But it's a lot of fun, especially when they introduce like the grapple hook and everything. Probably the best fucking part of the game. And it's just, it gives me a little bit of vibes of like Phantom Pain, sort of, but like,
You mean Metal Gear?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it's like the kiddie version of it, where like you see a bunch of enemies and you kind of get to decide how you want to approach it. Like you get to grapple hook onto one of them, hit them, take their gun, and shoot the other one, throw a grenade. Like these little like combat scenarios that you can kind of cook up, which is kind of cool. But it mostly happens when you're like, in the open world area and shit. Graphics are amazing. I only played on the One X because fucking obviously. And then there's also multiplayer, which I've talked about a few times on the podcast before, but that's also a really nice addition that is fucking free. You don't have to pay for the battle pass if you don't want to. Although, like, if you don't buy the battle pass, which is only for $10, you're not really gonna have a good time. And it's just, to me, I think I played Halo Infinite more than I played fucking Call of Duty Cold War. Or I'm getting to it at least.
I think you put in more hours than Cold War.
Because it's just that much fun, and obviously this is just, if you have an Xbox, then this is definitely a game to fucking pick up.
Even for multiplayer, which is free, so.
Yeah, so you're still getting a chance to fucking try it out. So that's my number 4, because it's really good. Number 3 might take you by surprise because it's a game that came out last year, but I played this year, and it's Visage.
Oh, what? That one?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Which is,
That did take me
it's
by
just weird
surprise.
because like when you see me play it, I think I paused it more than I've
Played it.
played.
Which, like you tell me, you frustrated me with that. She's like, stop
Yeah.
pausing it, play the game.
But
You're almost.
when I did eventually overcome that like fear, because oh my god, the game is fucking like scary as shit. There's a really gripping story behind it, and it's a story that doesn't like, it's not spoon fed to you. It's not, you're not told what the whole picture is. What the whole story is. It's something that you have to piece together, and it's so like, it's so rich with like lore. It's done in different like chapters, and each chapter is about a person that's lived in that house that you're living in before you, and you get to kind of see what's happened to them and what caused them to fucking kill themselves or kill other people, and you're being haunted by their fucking spirit all the while you're trying to like do these little like tasks. And it's just, if you can get over the fucking like how terrifying it is, you can't really put the controller down. And I mean, I know I'm saying that, but I did put the fucking controller down. But it is a lot of fun to play in a really like torturous way. It's fun to get fucking scared.
Which one out of all the, I guess, people that died in the house, which one was the most scariest?
I want to say, I think her name is Dolores, like the old lady.
I think what's her
deal?
deal?
I think she suffers from like dementia,
Uh-huh.
and so she starts to fucking kind of slowly lose her mind, and her husband's kind of like witnessing this, and you collect these little cassette tapes that you can play, and it's of her husband talking about like, she's talking about this fucking place, about this fucking like birdhouse, or like, I don't know, some fucking place, and she's talking to herself. I saw her run around naked at one point, and it's like she's scaring the shit out of me. She almost killed me with the fucking hammer, or like, little like shit like that. And one moment in particular before I move on to the next game, in this chapter with the old lady, is I think I was playing one of those cassette tapes, and after it was done, because you're in your like a little safe room, right? Which there isn't a lot in this game. But this one in particular is kind of, I guess you could say, like a safe room. Anyways, as I'm walking out, I open the door to the hallway. Across from me is the bathroom, and she's right there, and she's just fucking standing there, and like it's an obvious callback to like PT, where like her head's fucking twitching and everything, and you're like, what the fuck, what the fuck's she doing over there, like in the bathroom, and the more like you approach her, the fucking light grows out in the bathroom and all that, and that's kind of like, I have to go in there because that's where the fucking next objective is. It's those moments like that it forces you to confront those fucking fears that you might have, but it is done in such a fucking genius way. It's one of my favorite fucking horror games of all time. It's like a straight up horror game. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, because it's kind of like one of those like being chased kind of like horror games like Outlast, where you don't really have anything to defend yourself with. That's kind of what this game is. The only thing you can really do is take fucking pills, so that you don't get fucking scared too much. But man, it's a fucking good game.
Okay.
So that was my number 3, which is surprising, and I might play it again. Who knows?
All right.
Number 2 is Metroid Dread.
Okay.
We also talked about this on the podcast, but I have to bring it up again because everyone's been fucking talking about how this is their favorite game of the year. And I will say this, it's my favorite Switch game, period.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Okay.
That's how fucking good it is. And then Switch has some pretty fucking good games like Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening. But Dread is like, the moment I fucking booted that thing up, and if you have a Switch OLED version or whatever, it just intensifies that experience way more. So when I booted it up for the first time, I was like, oh yeah, this shit's gonna be fucking good. The colors pop out. The graphics are really good for the fucking Switch. It runs silky smooth in 60 frames, never fucking breaks it once. The controls are probably one of the best feeling games to play in 2021 and just of ever.
Okay.
It's a side scroller too, so and I also say it's probably my favorite side scroller, like 2D platformer game or whatever. It has really good and ingenious fucking puzzles. It has really good bosses that kind of rival Dark Souls bosses. That's how fucking good they are. It has a really good difficulty curve. It has really good pacing. It has a lot of fucking upgrades. It has a lot of areas to explore. Like, there's just so much packed in this fucking game that even when you're done playing it, the hard difficulty unlocks, and you're gonna want to go back and fucking play it again. And not once do you ever feel frustrated. Like, it's one of those games where you feel like if you're fucking up or you're failing, it's because you're not learning, or you're the one who's fucking up. Like, the game is set up so that you learn how to fucking defeat your bosses and defeat the enemies. It just, if you have a fucking Switch and you don't have this game, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
You're right.
And if you don't have a Switch, pick it up and fucking buy Metroid Dread. because it's worth the fucking price point.
So you're saying if you're picking up a Switch for the first time, you're saying not pick up Breath of the Wild or Odyssey or the other major titles.
If you can only get one, get Metroid.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you may not get like fucking 100+ hours like you would in Breath of the Wild, or the kind of value you'd get from Odyssey, but you just get a really enriching experience with Metroid Dread. It's just worth every fucking penny, and it's one of those rare games that you don't have to buy any fucking DLC. There's no updates, no fucking like day one patch or anything like that. This is a video game that feels like could have come out in 2008. Where you go to GameStop and you pick it up and that's the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing else. That's how fucking good Metroid Dread is. But it's not nearly as good as my number one. Just if you heard the review of this game, you already know it's my game of the year, and it's Psychonauts 2.
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking pissed off though that not enough people talked about it. It's kind of sad. It's kind of fucking. It's not just sad. It's like, it's criminal, man. Like, this is a sequel to one of the biggest, if not biggest, fucking cult hit of all time. Like, when this game, the first one came out, nobody fucking played it. But until I think when they released it on PC, it got like fucking. Yeah. It refueled its popularity again, and so many people talked about how great the fucking game was, and the graphics are kind of but like the game is fucking great and the story is amazing, and that was enough for Double Fine to be like, let's fucking make the sequel. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's been a video game that I followed this closely about its production and like wanting to know about, are they gonna make a sequel yet? Is there Psychonauts 2 gonna be announced at E3?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever fucking done that with a game. I'm doing it now with Resident Evil 4 Remake, but like with Psychonauts 2, dude, I think if you want to know what I think about it, watch or listen to the review. I'll give you like a short re-review, I guess. It's a fucking masterpiece, and it's a game about being kind to one another. I think that's kind of the most important message with this game, is that it does deal with mental health. But it kind of, if there's one thing that you should take away from the game, is that, the people that you meet in your life you don't know what the fuck they're going through. Mm-hmm. And you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and the kind of mental illnesses or, problems that they maybe had, trauma that they may be dealing with. And it really is just it's a game where you just help people. That's really all you do. I mean, there's obviously more to it than that, but the thing that I take away from it the most is you're just helping people deal with their trauma and deal with their mental health. And for somebody like me and you, who deal with anxiety and depression, to have a game where you can be that person that can help someone else confront their fears or their trauma, it makes you feel like I'm not alone, and I can also deal with this too. I'm strong enough to deal with my own anxiety or my own depression, and no other video game has done that. And in a year that feels like a repeat of fucking last year of 2020, it's nice to be able to play a game where none of that shit fucking matters, and you get to just sit back and enjoy this fucking really good game by Double Fine. And I'll end it by saying this: when I played it, or the first time I played it, I don't think I told you this either, but when I saw Raz for the first time and he did his fucking little like move and shit, I fucking cried, dude. I'm not like, I teared up, and I was like, oh my god, like this is my fucking childhood come back to me and everything. Like this is it. And from that point on, I had a fucking like just this dumb grin on my face from beginning to end because of how much I love this fucking game. And I can't believe not enough people talked about it.
Or didn't win at least one award
Yeah,
the VGAs.
because it had so much. It had really great voice acting, it had really great music. The graphics were fucking great. The art direction was fucking great. Everything had like I thought it was gonna be a no-brainer, no pun intended, but it didn't. But at least on this podcast, I can safely say that was my favorite game of the year.
And that was Two Brothers.
That was Two Brothers. That's gonna do it for the video game portion of 2021. What our favorite games are. Hopefully, coming into 2022, it's gonna be a better year. Which, looking at February alone, there's gonna be a lot of fucking games to talk about on this podcast. But tune in for the next episode. We're gonna talk about our favorite movies and our favorite comic books. And yeah. and our predictions for this year. I don't know.
Oh my god.
So yeah, this has been Two Brothers.
Oh, just fucking end it already.